Hello and good evening. Jai Hind. I'm Major Mohammed Ali
Jai.
Shah. Thank you, sir. I have the proud privilege and honor to be in conversation with a very, very illustrious personality who needs no introduction at all, Mr. Kumar Bose, who also happens to be the grand nephew of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, a legendary figure whose birthday we all are celebrating today, who has initiated the whole Jai Hind was given by him. In fact, from INA, when his party was, his contribution to the nation has been immense. Immense. In fact, we all revere him. And irrespective of the party ideology, as Indians, we really revere Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, a legend जो अब सदा अमर रहेंगे हमारे बीच. आइए आगे गुफ्तगू करते हैं सीधा चंद्र कुमार बोस साहब से. Sir, Jai Hind and thank you very much for taking your time, sir.
Jai Hind. Namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, firstly, I will ask a very, but I want to know, how does it feel to be the grand nephew of such a legendary and a towering figure, sir?
Well, you feel like a midget. Well, it is really, I would say we are really proud that, we are born into this family, a legacy of, people who have had, the honor of fighting for the nation, for freedom of the nation. Both my grandfather, Sarat Chandra Bose, Netaji's elder brother, who was actually also a mentor and guide for his younger brother, Subhash. So the Bose brothers, Sarat Chandra Bose and Subhash Chandra Bose, we are born into this family, definitely. We feel really proud. But then, we also feel responsible. We feel that, both of them were willing to sacrifice their lives for the nation. So at least we should also contribute in our way, in our own way. Maybe we won't be able to sacrifice our lives. Probably it's not necessary today. But we should contribute positively to the nation. So that responsibility, I think, we feel because we are part of this legacy and members of the Bose family.
Absolutely. Very well said by you, sir. So I was in a couple of years back in Mumbai. I was shooting for a film called Rag Desh, which Tigmanshu Dhulia, he directed this film. It was based on Subhash Chandra Bose's life. And when I had my part, and that is when I read up more extensively on Subhash Chandra Bose, on Netaji, and that's when I learned more about him. And what a figure. I mean, nobody, I'm sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think they can ever be a parallel to him. They cannot be, sir. Sir, let's talk about, talk about your childhood. I mean, the stories you heard about Netaji, would you like to share a bit to our viewers? I mean, which I'm sure many people have read about him. They've seen documentaries on him. But कुछ ऐसा अगर आपकी तरफ से आ जाए तो मजा आ जाएगा, sir. Anything that you would wish to share, sir, which perhaps may not be there in any of those documentaries?
You see, we were very fortunate because my father, Amionath Bose, was extremely close to his uncle Subhash. In fact, for about 6 years, they shared the same bedroom in our One Woodburn Park house in Calcutta. And what my father used to tell us, that Subhash had a problem of sleeping. He had insomnia. So at night, he utilized his time reading books, reading about international warfare, reading about world politics and history. And then he used to also wake up my father. My father used to go to sleep around 10:30, 11. But Subhash, after he used to come back from his meetings and various other engagements, at about 1:32, he used to wake up my father. And then they used to talk through the night. He used to talk about Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Nehru, Sardar Patel, and other Congress leaders, all the discussions they've had regarding the freedom movement. And Subhash Chandra Bose, you might be knowing, he was a very spiritual person. He was greatly inspired by the teachings of Ramakrishna Paramahansa and Swami Vivekananda. He was also a devout Hindu. He used to go sometimes to the Dakshineshwar temple late at night and sit in front of the Ma Kali temple and pray. He used to get immense strength while doing this. But one thing which my father used to tell me, that although he was such a spiritual person, a devout Hindu, he never mixed religion with politics. He was a political thinker. He was an economic planner. It is Subhash in 1938, when he was the president of the Congress, Indian National Congress. He is the person to form the planning committee, first time in India, for economic planning. He was a social worker, he was a social reformer, and above all, he was a visionary. He had a vision for India. He had vision of an egalitarian society where there would be equality for all. There would be no gender bias. Women would get equal status in society. He wanted to abolish the caste system, and he wanted India to be completely, maintaining communal harmony. Unfortunately, we have not been able to really achieve the vision that Subhash Chandra Bose had of India. Then I have heard my father telling, Subhash telling my father that when he was young, he wanted to run away from home. He wanted to go and, find a guru and, lead a different kind of life, live a hermit's life. But then he came back. He came back to active life. And in his own writings, he has written that to accept sannyas is a refined form of betrayal to the nation. When the nation needs you, at that time, if you accept sannyas, it is a betrayal to the nation. So he knew that his job is to fight for India's freedom. And that is what he did throughout his life.
Wow, so that's very inspiring. Sir, I last had the honor of meeting you on a late night Twitter space from Manipur, in fact, and it showed your concern for the Manipur and a beautiful state like Manipur, where we were there for hours and hours together post midnight. Almost मैं कहूँगा एक तरीके से सुबह हो गई थी. हम लोग फिर भी आपको सुनते ही रहे. Sir, Subhash Chandra Bose साहब's contribution from the east, from Manipur, could you throw some light on that, sir?
You see, Manipur was the first state. Manipur was the part of India which was liberated first. You see, the Indian National Army, the 60,000 soldiers who marched from Myanmar towards Imphal, that famous tune. In fact, that tune has also been adopted as a marching tune and passing out tune for the Indian Army. Kadam kadam badhaye ja, khushi ka geet gaye ja, ye zindagi hai kaum ki, kaum pe lutaye ja. So, exactly. This tune.
That's old land sign, in fact, now.
Yes. In fact, yes. Even today, when you sing this song or hear this tune, you get so, inspired by the charisma that Subhash Chandra Bose had displayed. And, when this Indian National Army, the Bahadur Brigade of the Indian National Army, the leadership was being given by Colonel Shaukat Ali Malik. He entered Imphal, he entered Moirang, and for the first time on Indian soil, British forces were defeated by the Indian National Army. And on the 14th of April 1944, Colonel Shaukat Ali Malik tore down the Union Jack, tore the British flag, and hoisted the Indian national flag. I think this history, unfortunately, has been suppressed. I really don't know for what reason. I feel this was the first Independence Day of India. And for 3.5 months, Azad Hind Sarkar, Arze Hukumat-e Azad Hind, was governing Nagaland and Manipur. Then, of course, as you know, Japan had to surrender because of the atom bomb which was dropped in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Japan was giving logistic support to the Indian National Army. So Japanese army retreated, and therefore Indian National Army had to also retreat. But another wrong history that is being spread for so many years. Japan did surrender, but the Indian National Army and Subhash Chandra Bose never surrendered to anyone, British or anyone, to date. Till date, they have not surrendered. They retreated, but they never surrendered. Only one battalion had surrendered. So these are, facts of history which must be documented and prescribed in school, college textbooks. Because how would the younger generation know about the heroic struggle of the Indian National Army and the contribution of its leader, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose?
Absolutely, sir. I mean, thank you for throwing light on that. And when you mentioned that only one battalion had surrendered, Netaji and his men had not surrendered. In fact, that's a very, very. I hope our viewers are noting that down, and most certainly, I hope it is taught in textbooks. I hope someone corrects that history and someone actually spreads this message loud and clear forward out. Sir, my experience when I was there in the northeast part of India, I was the ADC to the corps commander. Then I went on deputation to the Assam Rifles. In fact, this is an Assam Rifle style that I'm wearing, incidentally. So they're very, very brave soldiers, very, very brave warriors. In fact, irrespective of the tribe, community, village, region, people from northeast part of India are very, very brave. So would you be knowing any anecdotes of, I would call it from people from Manipur, and I will not generalize into which tribe or which community or which area, people from Manipur, rather northeast part of India, and I am particularly paying emphasis because I like the way you feel. I also feel really love for them, nothing but love. My heart is full of love for them. So, any anecdote from Manipur which you would like to share, sir?
See, when the Indian National Army entered Manipur, the local people came forward and, in fact, joined the Indian National Army. I mean, this is something amazing. You see, the Indian National Army, they had the training, they wanted to fight the British, they entered, they marched through. There were a lot of setbacks, inclement weather, a lot of loss of lives. Out of 60,000 soldiers, 25,000 sacrificed their lives. 44%. Nowhere in the world any army has ever sacrificed to this extent. And when they came there, the local Metis, Kukis, Nagas, and the other local residents, they all joined with the Indian National Army. I mean, this is what I don't understand. The people there are so friendly, so supportive. Why can't we solve the issues? There would be issues. You cannot always have peace. There would be issues. Netaji faced a lot of complexities and issues, but he could unite everyone. He could unite people on the way. So many people joined the Indian National Army en route. So this is something which we need to learn and understand when we are paying homage to this man on his birth anniversary. How could he unite people who he didn't really know earlier? And today, if you go to Manipur, I have been to Manipur many times. I've been to Moirang. I've been to that memorial. I've spoken to the local people. Now, okay, being from the family, I get emotional when I talk about Sarat Bose and Subhash Bose. But you talk to a local person in Moirang about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he would have tears in his eyes. He gets so emotional after so many years because he disappeared on 18th of August 1945. After so many years, the spirit of Subhash Chandra Bose is still alive among the people of Northeast, among the people of India. Therefore, today, some people were asking, do you think the government of India and the state governments have given due recognition to Subhash Bose? Have they really paid homage to him? I said, well, it is not necessary because Subhash Chandra Bose is in the heart and soul of each and every Indian, not only in India, across the world.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. You said it exactly. And he, इसलिए मैं कहूँ सदा अमर रहेंगे हमारे बीच, इसमें तो कोई शक की बात है ही नहीं. So, and before we let you go, sir, I know you're busy. I don't want to take much of your time, and you've been very kind to consent to my kind request, sir. Sir, मैं आपसे ये पूछता हूँ that I'm so excited speaking to you that I'm running short of ideas and so many. I don't want to make it a question answer session. I want to converse with you because you are a very very good conversationalist, extremely well read, well informed about. आपके साथ तो खास तौर से that Twitter space at night. I don't know how many hours we went on. We just went on and on and on and on. And I've never seen so many people ever join on Twitter space जितना आपके टाइम पे join हुए थे sir. It was something really, really, it was a treat. So let's talk about his mentor. That's your grandfather, about Sarat Bose sir, because he was the one who mentored the great leader Subhash Chandra Bose. And the fact of the matter is slightly lesser known by people that Sarat Bose was his mentor, his brother. So could you throw some light on your grandfather, sir, please?
You see, Sarat Chandra Bose was a barrister by profession. He qualified from the Lincoln's Inn in London. He came back and started his practice at the Calcutta High Court. He was known to be a very erudite and a very distinguished lawyer. In fact, in those days, he used to earn around 20,000 rupees a day. This is what I've heard from my father,
Wow.
which is definitely a huge income. But what did he do with this money? In our house at Woodburn Park, I have heard from my father, Omionath Bose, revolutionaries used to come and sit on the steps in the evening. The Calcutta High Court, as you know, closes at about 4 o'clock. So around 5:30, my grandfather, Sarat Bose, used to return home. And even people like Mashtarda, Surjo Sen, he used to come and sit in Woodburn Park. There are so many other revolutionaries who the names also we are not aware. They used to come and sit there. When my grandfather used to get down from his car and go up the steps, they used to tell my grandfather that we are waiting here for you. We need your support. We need your funding to manufacture arms and ammunition. Do you know what Sarat Bose used to do? See, today, if somebody wants a little cash or little money or funding from you, if you have, say, 500 rupees in your pocket, you may give him 200 rupees. Sarat Bose used to take out his entire income of that day, say around 20,000 rupees, and hand it over to the revolutionaries who used to come to our house in Woodburn Park. Then he used to go up the stairs and tell my grandmother. Those days the practice was husbands used to hand over their entire income to their wives. We don't do that anymore, maybe. They used to hand over their day's income to their wives. And he had to lie to his wife, my grandmother Vivavati Bose, that I'm sorry, today I have not been able to earn anything. I will again try tomorrow. So this was the man. Sarat Bose, with his prestige and funding and purse. There was a saying, Sarat Bose, with his prestige, he used to run a newspaper, prestige, press, and purse. He used to support the revolutionary movement of Bengal and India. So such a man obviously would be Netaji's elder brother, his mentor. When Netaji resigned from the ICS, Netaji stood fourth in the ICS exam in England. He joined the ICS, but he decided to leave the ICS. He wrote a letter to his father, Janakinath Bose, my great-grandfather, that I have decided to resign from the ICS because I cannot serve two masters. My master is Bharat Mata. I have accepted Bharat as my master. At the same time, I cannot accept British Empire as my second master. Therefore, I have decided to resign. Janakinath Bose was not at all happy. But there was one person in the family who supported Subhash. That was his elder brother, Sarat Chandra Bose. So Sarat, Subhash, they supported each other in the movement. And Sarat, as an elder brother, always came and stood like a rock of Gibraltar with Subhash Chandra Bose.
Sir, what a delight being in conversation with you, and thank you so much for bringing these points forward to us, to our viewers. Truly grateful to you, sir, and wish our viewers Subhash Chandra Bose, who is Sada Amar, who's alive, who's with us in hearts and spirits. Good legends never die; they live in our hearts and minds forever. So, thank you very much for your time. Truly grateful, and I really enjoyed conversing with you, sir. Jai Hind, sir.
Thank you. Jai Hind.